Hey, did you notice? When we passed each other earlier, you were staring this way, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. I went ahead and bought the latest gaming console. Today's the release day, so I doubt anyone else has it yet. But I went all the way to the neighboring town and got my hands on it.
Oh, how impressive. You've gone to great lengths. We only passed by each other, but somehow you've come up with a whole scenario.
That's because you were totally staring this way.
No, I think you were the one staring really hard first. And, oh, you made sure to show off that gaming console in a big way.
You're just jealous, aren't you? I mean, your family is barely managing to pay rent, so poor.
No, we just don't play games in my house.
There's no way anyone doesn't play games. Even if you don't, you'd still want the latest console, wouldn't you? You could always resell it for a profit, you know?
Sure, if you say so. Anyway, it's good that you've managed to get one.
And another thing, you were totally staring at my outfit, too. I get it. Everything I'm wearing is high-end brand stuff. For someone like you who only wears cheap clothes, it must have been quite the sight. But come on, you were staring so hard it made me embarrassed.
How much do you need to talk to feel satisfied? I don't remember a single thing about the clothes you were wearing. Actually, were you even wearing clothes?
Of course I was wearing clothes. You're so good at acting tough. It's practically a skill of yours. Though, in every other aspect, you're not second-rate, but third-rate, or worse, honestly.
Ugh, you're way too annoying.
Just because you moved into a tower apartment doesn't mean you're any better than the rest of us. You should really stop acting like you're so high and mighty.
I'm not acting high and mighty. What's wrong with living in a tower apartment?
Nothing at all. It's your freedom to live wherever you want. But let's be real. You moved into that place just to show off, right? And now you're barely scraping by to pay the rent. Honestly, it's pretty pitiful. I could never live like that.
Okay, sure, whatever you say.
I mean, if your life is so miserable now, wouldn't it have been better to just settle for a cheap apartment? But hey, to each their own, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone has their own way of thinking. Anyway, I've got places to be, so...
Just one more thing. Don't get too full of yourself just because you live in a tower apartment. Living in one does not automatically mean you're wealthy, okay? So make sure you don't get that part confused, all right?
I'm not confused about anything.
Oh, you totally are. You're always acting like you're better than everyone else. I can tell, you know? We've known each other long enough for that.
Right, got it. Thanks for the advice. See you around.
You've been trying to compete with me forever, haven't you? But at the end of the day, you can never win against me. It's time you accepted that, don't you think? Sure. Hey, guess what? We're neighbors now!
Wait, what are you talking about?
Starting today, I'm living in the same tower apartment as you. I moved to the 26th floor, one level above you. So, once again, I win. The view from up here is amazing.
The view can't be that different. Wait, are you seriously living on the 26th floor?
Of course. You seemed so smug and full of yourself, so I figured I'd show you what's really on top.
No way. You went through all that just to one-up me?
It's not about one-upping anyone. I just wanted to make it clear that I'm a cut above. You see, my family is wealthy. We have the financial freedom to move into a place like this without breaking a sweat.
Right. Well, good for you.
You're acting all nonchalant, but deep down, you're frustrated, aren't you? You've always had this weird competitive streak with me, ever since we were kids. But in the end, I always come out on top, don't I? Oh no, I'm starting to feel bad about this. I'm sorry, okay? For always winning.
I'm not trying to compete with you, so please go ahead and keep winning. Enjoy your tower apartment life.
Aw, look at you trying to act tough. Don't worry. Without your permission, I'll happily enjoy my life one floor above yours.
Ever since then, she's been constantly harassing me. She opens my packages without permission, checking the contents as if it's her right. And if that wasn't enough, she loiters near the building entrance, waiting for me to just throw some snide remarks my way.
Are you serious? Laura has been doing all that? That's insane. She hasn't changed at all since our school days. Actually, it sounds like she's gotten even worse.
Exactly. It's been an absolute nightmare.
What kind of nasty remarks has she been making?
Oh, stuff like, I work from home and have so much freedom, but you have to go to an office every day. That must be rough for you, haha. It's all just petty attempts to assert superiority. She thrives on it.
Oh no, that sounds awful. Having someone like that in your building must be the worst. Honestly, maybe you should call a spiritual medium or something. Maybe an exorcism would work?
An exorcism? Come on, Alora isn't some kind of evil spirit or ghost.
Well, true, but wait a second. Evil spirit, huh? You know what? I think I might have an idea. Mind if I put it into action?
Wait, an idea? What are you talking about? What kind of idea?
Just give me a second. I need to make a phone call. It's time to come up with a plan to shut Alora down for good. Let's reclaim your peace of mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like that, but...
All right, I'll call now. Let's have a strategy meeting after this. The view from the 26th floor really is amazing, isn't it? Just perfect. You could never enjoy this kind of view from your floor, could you?
Why are you bringing this up again? Seriously, it's just one floor higher. What could possibly be different? How many times are you going to repeat the same nonsense? Are you stupid or something?
Ugh, there you go, being all jealous again. Can't you just stop? It's obvious you're envious because I live on the 26th floor.
Does living on the 26th floor make you that happy?
It's not just about being happy. It's about winning again. Once more, I've come out on top, haven't I? After all, you clearly wish you could live on the 26th floor, don't you?
Oh, please, nobody here in this entire building is thinking, wow, I wish I lived on the 26th floor.
Quit pretending. You're terrible at hiding your jealousy. The higher the floor in a high-rise, the more prestigious it is. I could have gone for the penthouse if I wanted to, but I thought, as an old friend, I'd stay closer to you. That's why I chose the 26th floor. You should be grateful, really.
You really don't know anything, do you? Do you even know what's happened on the 26th floor?
Huh? What do you mean? What happened on the 26th floor?
This building, well, it's infamous for one particularly gruesome incident. And the location of that incident, none other than the 26th floor.
What? Gruesome incident? What are you even talking about?
Maybe it's better if you don't know. Ignorance is bliss. When I first heard the details, I couldn't sleep for days. The horror of it gave me splitting headaches, palpitations, shortness of breath. Basically, I was a mess.
Sounds like aging to me.
Be serious for once. The 26th floor is rumored to be cursed because of that incident. That's why the rent there is the cheapest in the entire building. Cheaper than even the lower floors, actually.
That's ridiculous. The realtor never mentioned anything like that to me.
Probably because they aren't legally required to disclose it anymore. But just because they don't have to tell you doesn't mean the curse has vanished. Ever since that incident, several people who have lived on the 26th floor have faced, let's just say, unpleasant fates.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you really think you can scare me with some made-up ghost story? There's no way the rent on the 26th floor is cheaper than anywhere else, and I've never heard of this so-called gruesome incident.
Think whatever you want. But the kind of curse we're talking about here doesn't just disappear because you ignore it. One day, you'll have no choice but to face it. Until that day comes, I'd suggest trying to live a happy life while you still can.
Wait, hold on. You're serious? Is this real? What exactly happened? Tell me the details.
I can't. It's not something I should talk about. It's far too horrifying to put into words.
Oh, come on. You've been vague this whole time. Not one specific detail?
Because if I told you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm doing this for your sake, as your old friend. I care about you. Just be careful in your daily life, okay?
What a joke. You're just making this up because you're jealous. Admit it.
Anyway, where are you right now?
Where? At home, obviously.
Is anyone else there with you? Your husband?
He's at work and my daughter's at kindergarten. It's just me here. Wait, what was that?
What happened? Was it the curse?
No, the doorbell rang. You scared me. It's just a delivery.
Oh, so you're about to go down to the lobby to the delivery box, huh? Be careful, you know what day it is, right? June 6th, 666, the devil's day.
Isn't that one digit short?
Just promise me you'll be careful, okay? All right?
Fine, I will. Hey, there was this woman dressed entirely in black on the elevator. I called the elevator from the 26th floor and she was already inside. When we got to the first floor, she didn't get off, and then I saw her again in the ascending elevator. Who is that woman? Does she have something to do with the curse?
So, she's finally appeared. That woman is the most wicked, the most accursed presence of all, truly the most malevolent and abominable existence.
The most malevolent and abominable existence? That's her name?
She doesn't need a name. All she cares about is dragging humans into the depths of despair. If she can achieve that, then a name is irrelevant to her.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to be dragged into despair. I want to avoid this at all costs.
If things continue as they are, you will experience a living hell. Fear so overwhelming, so all-encompassing that no one in history has ever endured it. A terror no human could withstand.
Then tell me what to do, please. I absolutely don't want to go through something like that.
All right then, let us offer a prayer to this building. Go back down to the entrance and step outside.
Step outside? But if I use the elevator, that woman will show up again. I absolutely don't want to get on it.
So what, you're going to take the stairs? Climbing down from the 26th floor using the stairs is going to be exhausting.
I mean, I'd rather do that than be dragged into some kind of bottomless terror.
No, you absolutely must use the elevator. It's non-negotiable. That woman despises the stairs, especially people using them to go down. If she sees someone descending the stairs, she feels compelled to curse them immediately.
What is her deal? That's such a bizarre preference.
Calling her that thing is a bold choice. You've got guts, I'll give you that. You do realize, don't you, that she's watching this entire conversation? She's a transcendent presence after all. If you insult her any further...
Okay, I'll take the elevator. I'll go down and offer my prayers. Just tell her not to curse me, please.
Hurry up then.
She wasn't in the elevator. I made it outside. I'm standing in front of the entrance now. What do I do next?
All right, now dance as energetically as you can.
What? Dance?
Yes, dance. The most effective way to combat a wicked presence like hers is with pure happiness. And nothing symbolizes happiness better than dancing. Dancing holds the power to repel curses.
But this is kind of a public area. There are a lot of people around here. The other residents will see me.
Fine, don't dance then. Just accept the reality that from now on you'll live a life where dancing is no longer an option.
Wait, hold on. If dancing is the solution, why do I have to do it here? Why can't I just go back to my apartment and dance there?
That won't work. There's a very specific reason, but I don't have time to explain it now. You just need to dance here, right now.
Oh no, that woman is watching me from behind the pillar.
This is bad. The countdown has already started. If you don't act quickly, she'll drag you into the darkness.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll dance. But wait, she's holding a smartphone. Why does she have a phone?
Of course, she has a phone. She's a ghost of the modern era. Why wouldn't she have one? Enough questions. Hurry up and dance or it'll be too late.
All right. I'll do it. Hey, is it finally over? I mean, that woman seems to have disappeared now.
Yeah, looks like she's finally at peace.
At peace? More like she just walked off like it was no big deal. I saw her striding away like nothing happened. Are we even sure she was an evil spirit?
Of course she was. What else could she have been? Let me tell you something. You did an amazing job out there. You managed to banish an evil spirit. That's not something just anyone can do, you know. It was truly impressive.
But did you see how many people were watching? I mean, even the other residents here were giving me strange looks. They probably think I've completely lost my mind.
Oh, don't worry about that. Guess what? I captured the whole thing on video. It's a masterpiece. I'll upload it in a bit. Don't worry, you'll love it.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean you recorded my dance?
Oh, come on, don't get mad. I did it as a keepsake. It's not every day you get to see something like that. I thought it'd be a nice memento, you know?
Wait a minute. This angle. This looks like it was filmed from where that woman was standing earlier. Don't tell me. You and that woman were in on this together, weren't you?
Whoops, I guess there's no hiding it now. Well, since the cat's out of the bag, I suppose it's time to have a little grown-up conversation.
What are you talking about? You set me up like this, made a complete fool out of me, and now you want to talk about being grown-ups? You seriously think I'm going to let you off the hook?
Hey, calm down. I get it, you're upset, and that's fair. But before you get too worked up, let me remind you of one little detail. I've got a video of you flailing around like a maniac. You wouldn't want me to share it, would you?
Are you threatening me right now?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. You should actually be thankful none of the passers-by or other residents even thought to take their phones out. This is a pretty upscale neighborhood after all. Most of the people around here are older, more dignified types. So in conclusion, the only copy of your performance is the one I'm holding right now.
And you're saying that if I don't go along with whatever you want, you're going to spread it around?
That's the idea. Knowing you, I'd bet your pride wouldn't be able to handle it if this video went public. Am I right?
So what are you after? Money? Is this your big plan to squeeze some cash out of me? Fine. Name your price, you cheapskate.
Oh, please, money. Don't flatter yourself. I don't need a single penny from you. I want something entirely different.
What are you even talking about?
It's simple. I want you to stop acting like you're better than everyone else.
What? That's ridiculous.
Oh, come on. You know exactly what I mean. You're always looking down on people, treating them like they're beneath you. It's not just me. You do it to everyone. So here's the deal. If you can promise to knock it off, this video will stay private.
That's it? That's your big demand? You don't want anything material?
Nope, I couldn't care less about your money or anything else. All I want is for you to stop constantly putting yourself above others. Can you do that?
I don't think I'm doing that at all. I don't look down on anyone.
Oh, please, even you can't believe that.
No, really, I don't think I've never acted that way.
All right, fine. If that's how you feel, I guess I'll just go ahead and...
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh, so you're admitting it now, huh?
Well, I mean, maybe sometimes I get a little carried away. It's not like I mean anything bad by it or anything.
Excuses won't help you here. The fact of the matter is, if you keep acting like this, people are going to hate you for it. And what about Beth? She doesn't deserve to have a mom who's despised by everyone, does she?
Wait a minute. Are you seriously telling me that everyone thinks of me that way?
Yep, when people think of you, they think, oh, there goes the woman who always acts like she's better than everyone else. And let's be real, you wouldn't like it if that's what people thought of you, would you?
No. I don't want everyone to hate me. I guess, thanks for telling me.
Great, so we're agreed then. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, since we're being so honest with each other, I thought I'd share a fun little fact with you. Did you know that only the 25th floor of this building has a view of the ocean?
Huh?
Yep, you can't see it from any of the other floors because of the angles and the surrounding buildings. But if you stand in just the right spot on the 25th floor, you can see a tiny sliver of blue through the gap between two skyscrapers.
And what's your point?
It means I win.
What are you even talking about?
Exactly what I said. Even after all this, I still come out on top. Sorry, neighbor. Better luck next time.
It's true, I can see it. But can you really call this seeing the ocean? I mean, if you squint and someone tells you, you might barely notice it.
Hey, as long as you can actually see it, that's all that matters, right?
Wait a second. Is it really true that only this floor can see it? I guess the angle makes it seem like one floor higher wouldn't have a view, but still.
Oh, I think they can see it too. In fact, I bet the penthouse has a panoramic ocean view.
What? So the whole only the 25th floor can see the ocean thing was a lie? You are telling me Alora still believes that nonsense?
She probably does. But hey, it seems like she's genuinely reflecting on things now, so maybe it's not such a big deal. And by the way, thanks for your help. Playing the part of the mysterious black-clad woman must have been exhausting, huh?
Not at all, lol. I just had to stand there and zone out, so it was pretty easy. In fact, I got so bored halfway through that I started messing around on my phone. But hey, this was my idea to begin with, so I had fun, lol.
Glad to hear it. Thanks to you, the issue has been resolved.
Still, I never thought I'd see the day when Alora would actually reflect on her actions. She always looked down on you so much.
Maybe hearing the whole 25th floor ocean view thing made her realize that even seemingly insignificant things can have their merits. Who knows?
I guess that makes sense. Maybe it's all about perspective, huh? Sometimes you can get so caught up in your own little world that you forget to appreciate the small things.
right? It's like she thought everything had to be perfect, but sometimes even a tiny sliver of something good can change how you see everything.
Exactly. I think this whole thing showed her that even the things we take for granted can be special to someone else. Like, for her, that small bit of ocean view might have meant more than she thought.
It's funny how something so small can make such a big difference, huh? Maybe that's why she finally stopped being so stuck up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she used to act like she had it all figured out, right? But now she's starting to realize that no one's perfect and that everyone has their own battles.
True, I think seeing the ocean, even just a little bit, gave her a moment to pause. It's like she finally realized there's more to life than just showing off how much you have or how much you can do.
Maybe she needed to see the world from a different angle, literally.
Right? The whole ocean view from the 25th floor thing was such a perfect metaphor for her. She needed to stop looking down on everyone and realize that a small piece of something beautiful can make a huge impact, even if it's not the whole picture.
Yeah, it's like she had to let go of the idea that she was above everyone else. That whole "I'm better than you" attitude was probably just her way of covering up her own insecurities.
For sure, but I'm glad she's realizing it. People don't change overnight, but small steps like this matter. It shows she's capable of learning.
Definitely. I think she'll start treating others with more respect from now on. If she can learn to appreciate the little things, she might even start to see people in a different light.
I hope so. This might actually be the start of a new chapter for her. One where she doesn't feel the need to put others down just to make herself feel better.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, thanks again for helping with all of this. I know it wasn't easy, but you really made a difference.
No problem at all. It's good to see things finally working out. Alora, after reflecting on the situation, no longer tries to take the high ground over me or other moms. At first, she used to behave like that, attempting to assert superiority in any way possible. But it seems that after some introspection, she realized that such behavior wasn't going to get her anywhere. Her attitude is clearly softened, but that doesn't mean her fundamental character flaws have magically disappeared. Unfortunately, she still seems to be disliked by the other moms, and that hasn't changed. Despite her apparent efforts to make amends, the damage to her reputation seems to have been done, and it's clear that she hasn't quite managed to repair the relationships that matter to her. In fact, whenever I pass her by in the Tower apartment complex, there's this palpable sense of tension between us. It's almost as if she's afraid of me. When our paths cross, she either quickly averts her eyes or makes a visible effort to distance herself. I think it's pretty obvious that the last thing she wants is for that video to circulate any further, and I cannot blame her for that. If I were in her shoes, I would probably feel the same way. There's a certain level of pride and a sense of control that comes from avoiding humiliation, and she seems to be doing everything in her power to prevent that video from spreading to more people. Honestly, I can understand her discomfort, though. I'm still amused by her exaggerated reactions. Now, let me make it clear that I have absolutely no intention of sharing or spreading that video. Despite how much it might entertain me to watch Alora squirm, I don't want to be the person responsible for her future distress. The video served its purpose in the moment, but I'm not interested in escalating things. On the other hand, the fact that Alora knows the video could resurface and that it's in my hands does have its benefits. It's almost like an unspoken deterrent that keeps the peace between us, and I can't deny that I enjoy the calm it brings. Thanks to that unspoken understanding, I've been able to maintain a relatively peaceful and stress-free daily life. It's almost comical when I think about it, how a small piece of recorded footage has this strange power to maintain order. But life isn't always about keeping quiet and avoiding conflict. While I have no intention of taking any further action regarding the video, I do have my limits. Alora's behavior, despite her apparent attempts to be better, still hasn't completely won over the other moms. They see through her facade, and it's clear that she hasn't fully reconciled with the people around her. The fact that she has to resort to avoiding eye contact and creating this atmosphere of fear when she sees me speaks volumes about the level of anxiety she's living with. I suppose there's nothing quite like living with the fear of being exposed. In her case, I imagine it's more than just the video itself. It's the possibility of her true nature being revealed to everyone around her that's causing the most distress. As for me, I've been living my life as usual. I've been going about my day-to-day routine without much change, and while Ellora's situation is still on my mind from time to time, I try not to let it consume me. After all, I've got other things to focus on, and I've learned to keep my distance from unnecessary drama. Life can be stressful enough without adding more complications. I do have occasional visits from Andrea, who still comes over to hang out. It's always nice to catch up with her. And whenever she visits, we often spend time chatting, sharing stories, and catching up on each other's lives. Sometimes, while we're having our conversations, I find myself looking out the window and I catch a glimpse of the sea. The way the sunlight dances on the water always makes me feel at ease, like I can take a deep breath and relax for a moment. It's one of those simple pleasures that reminds me to slow down and appreciate the little things in life. There's something undeniably calming about the ocean. It has this magnetic pull that seems to draw people in, regardless of where they come from. Humans are inherently drawn to nature, to vast expanses like the sea, whether it's the sound of the waves crashing against the shore or the sight of the horizon stretching endlessly before you. There's something about the ocean that reminds you of the bigger picture. It's easy to forget your troubles when you stand before such an immense and timeless force of nature. No matter what's happening in your life, the ocean remains unchanged, constant in its rhythm, and that sense of stability is something I can always rely on. It's as though it gives me the reassurance that everything will be okay in the end. Andrea always jokes about how much I love to stare at the sea whenever she comes over, and honestly, I don't think I can help it. There's something soothing about it. We talk about all sorts of things, from mundane, everyday matters to more personal topics. It's no matter how deep the conversation goes, I always find myself stealing glances at the view of the ocean. It's like a natural instinct, something ingrained in me. I suppose I'm not the only one who feels this way. There are probably many people out there who feel a similar pull when they see the sea. It's as if we're all drawn to it, connected by this shared desire to gaze upon something that seems so far away, so infinite. As for Elora, I'm not sure what the future holds for her. I do hope that she can find a way to truly change, but I'm not holding my breath. People often say that old habits die hard, and it seems like in her case that saying rings true. Her attempts to regain some level of normalcy in her relationships are commendable, but whether or not she'll be able to fully rebuild her image and repair the damage she's done is still up in the air. For now, it seems like she's stuck in this awkward space where she's neither fully accepted nor fully rejected. I can't help but feel a little bit of sympathy for her, but at the same time, I'm not about to forget what she's done. My thoughts occasionally wander back to the video and the power it holds. It's strange how something so small can carry so much weight. The video has become a symbol of sorts, representing the power dynamics between Elora and me. It's strange to think that something so simple can have such an impact. Yet it does, and for now, I'll keep it to myself. Not because I want to continue tormenting her, but because there's something satisfying about having the upper hand without needing to wield it. I suppose that's the real reason here. Sometimes the best way to deal with people is to let them make their own mistakes while you quietly maintain your peace. As I think about it, I'm content with the way things are. Life is far from perfect, but it's good enough. The ocean is still out there, always present, a reminder that there are some things in life that remain unchanged, no matter what happens. I feel a sense of comfort in the idea that some things, like the sea, like the routines of my daily life, are reliable, constant, and untouched by the fleeting drama that surrounds us. It makes me think that maybe it's okay to just let things be. The world doesn't need to be constantly stirred up for it to be meaningful. There's value in peace and quiet reflection, and in letting things unfold without interference. What I've learned, especially over the past few months, is that sometimes maintaining a sense of peace doesn't really require grand gestures or elaborate schemes. It simply requires stepping back and letting the natural order take its course. Elora, for all her flaws, will find her way in her own time. She may never completely reconcile with all the people around her, but that's something only she can address. Meanwhile, I can continue living my life surrounded by the things I love and the people who matter most to me. The small things, like the occasional visit from Andrea or the serene view of the ocean, remind me that no matter how complicated life gets, there's always a place to find peace. The other day, Andrea mentioned something interesting while we were talking about Elora. She said, I think she's just scared of losing everything she has, even if it means staying miserable with the people around her. At first, I didn't know how to respond. It's not often that Andrea gets so philosophical about other people's lives, but after thinking about it, I realized she might be right. Alora's always been about appearances, about showing everyone that she's got it all together. Maybe deep down, she's terrified of falling apart. It's a shame, really, but I suppose she has to figure it out on her own.
Now that my son has died, you can go ahead and start moving out. I'm sick and tired of you hanging out, and I don't want your kind of energy in the house.
Tracy, what are you talking about? Jack's funeral was just yesterday. I don't think I can even have this talk with you right now. We shouldn't be having this talk. It's too much.
And just how long are you going to be sad over this, huh? It isn't like it's going to bring him back from the dead or anything. He's gone, and you need to get out of here as well.
But you must understand how I feel. After all, your husband passed away and left you alone too, right? You can't just treat me like this because I've been something that I couldn't imagine would happen this early in our lives.
Oh, him? Well, yeah, I was actually super happy when he kicked the bucket. Not having to take care of that old bag of bones anymore was one of the best things that could have happened to me.
I don't believe you. That can't be true. Besides, you just moved into the house that Jack and I bought. I thought that we were going to be living together.
Well, you sure were wrong about that, weren't you? Now hurry up and pack your things. I want you out of the house as soon as possible. I'm not gonna deal with you anymore.
I don't understand. Just what do you mean when you say you want me out of the house? What have I actually done to you to make you feel this way towards me?
I mean that as Jack's mother, his house is rightfully my property. He definitely hasn't changed his will or anything like that, so I should be the sole beneficiary.
That isn't right. It's our house that we bought together as husband and wife. You have no right to the property. The only right you have is to visit it, and I don't even want that happening anymore if you're going to be like this.
Well, my daughter said that she is also going to be moving in, and I can't wait for her to, so we need the space. She's my daughter, so she'll do this for me.
Wait, Liana is going to be moving in as well? Since when is she allowed to do this? It's not her house either, so I don't know why you're trying to organize her to move into my house.
That's right. We talked and decided that there was no use paying for my place anymore if we had a brand new house already paid for. Obviously, Jack would have wanted us to have a place to live after he died.
I don't understand, though. The house is big enough for all three of us to live in comfortably. Can't we all just live together or something? Why make it any difficult than it already is?
What are you talking about? Why would I want to live with someone like you for? You're nothing to me with my son gone. You're a complete stranger to me now.
But this is the only place I have to live. You can't just throw me out onto the street when this is my home. It's not fair, Tracy. You really can't do this to your son's widow.
No, Liana and I want to live on our own as mother and daughter and don't want any outsiders bothering us. We don't have to deal with someone else's schedule or comings and goings. Stop being so selfish right now.
But I'm not. I'm offering to let you two come and live with me. I don't understand what is so wrong about that. I still have rights to this house, and you shouldn't have this sort of power over me.
I don't care what kind of charity you think you're giving us, but the fact is that we just don't want to live with you. We didn't like the way you do things in the house.
But what did I do? I don't know what I've done to make you dislike me this much. None of what you're saying is making any sense to me. It's like you're creating drama for no reason.
I don't need to justify myself to someone like you. Do you understand me? Anyways, the movers are going to be arriving in the afternoon, so make sure to have your bags ready by then.
Wait, you want me to move out of the house by today? Do you not understand how insane that is? It takes a lot of organization to move out of a house, especially if you have a lot of things.
That's right, and I expect you to leave us a hot meal for dinner, ready on the stove when you leave too. That's the least you can do for us when we move in.
You can't be serious. This is just getting ridiculous. I'm not going to do something like that if you're just going to kick me out. No way that is happening.
You know, that is what I dislike about you the most. How you almost have to complain and moan about every silly little thing. I'm so sick and tired of you, Tanya.
I wasn't trying to do that. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand why you're doing something like this to me when I've been nothing but nice to you and your family. I've just lost my husband, Tracy.
Anyways, if you really think that you can't move everything out by the end of the day, then at least pack the bare minimum and come back for the rest of your stuff later.
Still, this is all way too sudden. I can't just pack up and leave my own home. It's not fair. I have the right to be here as I bought this house with my husband. He's gone, but I should still be allowed to be here.
If you don't do as I ask, then I am not even going to bother buying a headstone for Jack. He'll just go in an unmarked grave somewhere.
You can't be serious. You would really do that to your own son? That's so not fair. He's not even here to speak for himself. Are you doing this just to spite me? Really, Tracy?
I won't buy it. Unless you do as I say and leave the house right now, he'll have nowhere to rest until you move out. You're not going to let that happen to your own husband, are you?
Okay, I understand. I guess I really don't have any other choice but to do that. I can't believe that you're going this far. How could you be like this to me? My name is Tanya, and I am 30 years old. 2 years ago, I married my husband, or should I say, late husband, Jack. 6 months ago, we discovered that he had cancer. The doctor said that it was surprisingly advanced. It all happened so quickly that I didn't even have time to get ready. It feels like it wasn't even that long ago that we decided to start a garden and try growing our own vegetables. We had so many other plans. We'd even almost finished the room where our kids would sleep, but he passed before we could have any. Still, after his passing, I had no idea that my mother-in-law, Tracy, and her daughter had such strong feelings for dislike for me. At the funeral, they didn't seem to cry or anything. They were just playing host to all of their relatives. But to ask for me to hand over my house? I really didn't know what to believe. But then, they showed up in the afternoon with a moving truck full of their things.
Tanya, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be taking this necklace that I saw in the pink jewelry box. It's mine now.
Oh no, I must have forgotten that in the rush to move out. Please don't touch that, just leave it where it is. I really don't want you having that. It was given to me. It's not yours to have.
No way, I already said that it's mine. Besides, it looks really expensive. Maybe I can sell it and get some cash. That would be a better idea, to be honest.
Please don't do that. It was the first gift that Jack ever bought me. You have no idea how much it means to me. You can't just touch my things and claim them as yours.
Just how long are you going to hang on to the past like this, huh? I mean, keeping something like this isn't going to help you get over my brother. Why don't you just move on and marry someone else?
How could you even say something like that? He just died, and you think I could even think to do something like that? Why are you being like this for, Liana?
I can be however I like towards you, since you're nothing but scum to my mother and I. Oh, by the way, I was just curious. Where are you staying now that we've taken over your house?
I couldn't go back to my parents. They live too far away, so I'm staying with some friends right now. They were nice enough to let me stay with them whilst this has been going on.
Oops. I guess we should have given you a little more heads up about taking the house, huh? Oh well. I mean, I don't care about what happens to you, really.
Well, if you really feel about it, how about giving it back to me? It doesn't need to be this way. I just want what is mine back in my hands, Liana. Is that so much to ask?
Oh, yeah, no, that really isn't going to work for my mom and I. Sorry, we need somewhere to stay as well, and this is the best place for us right now.
Well, how is it? Are you at least finding yourselves comfortable? Have you both made yourselves at home? In my home that belonged to me and your brother once?
I don't really mean to compliment you here, but the sense of decor and furniture is just amazing. I mean, this feels like something out of a magazine.
Thank you. I am really so glad that you're enjoying your time there. At least someone is enjoying it, even though I can't. It just doesn't seem right to me, Liana.
Well, the credit really goes to my mom. It was her idea to take over the house from you. She said that it was perfect since you two had already paid off everything for the house, right?
That's right. We were lucky enough to find a house that we could afford to pay off all in one single payment. It was very nice that the real estate company let us do that.
Wow, that is really just incredible. And in this market, but that was my brother, I guess. He always did make way too much money for his own good.
Anyways, can you please just promise to not touch anything that I might have left in my room? Your mom said that I would be able to come back and get my things later.
Oh, geez, you should have told me that just a little bit sooner. It's a bit late for that now, though. I've already had a look and feel of everything in this house, things I want and don't want.
What are you talking about? What have you done? You need to explain to me what you've been doing because you've got no right to go through my things.
Well, Mom is already laying out all the stuff that you left behind here and choosing what of it she wants to keep. Although knowing her, half of this stuff will probably end up in the pawn shop so that she can make some cash.
Are you serious? Would she really sell my things? Are you actually kidding me? Do you realize that she's got no right to do that when it's my stuff?
Again, knowing her, she probably would. But don't worry, this necklace won't get sold because I'll be keeping it. It's all mine now. I love this.
Wait, hold on for just a second. Please don't go through my room anymore. I have a lot of things that are really precious and valuable to me in there.
I don't really see anything else in here that could be that valuable. Maybe some of these clothes, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to rummage through it all again.
Please just leave everything there, okay? I am begging you to please leave those be. You can't do this to me. I want my things back. Just keep your hands off my stuff.
Well, what about some of these stuffed animals? They look like they could be worth something. This is great. I'm going to earn so much cash off this auction.
No, please don't. Whatever you do, do not touch those. I am being really serious right now. You can't do this. Not you or your mother. You can't just get rid of my things.
Oh, yuck. What the heck? This one looks like it could be a real animal. What is it? Oh, this is insane. Why must you have such crap in your house, Tanya?
It's just made to look that way, okay? But can you please just leave it be and not touch anything else? I'll be by soon to come and collect everything. Just give me a chance to get there.
Ugh, no, this is too freaky. I don't want this in my house. I am going to throw it away. This is gross and disgusting, and I don't want to stare at it any longer.
No, you can't do that. Please don't throw it away. Anything but that. You shouldn't be even touching it, Liana. I mean it. Don't throw anything away.
Well, I want to turn this whole room into a walk-in closet. I can't have all your old crap just lying around here and taking up space. I don't want anything else in my way.
I'll be over right now to pick everything up. Just please don't throw anything away. I'll take it all home with me, I promise. Just please don't throw anything into the trash. It means a lot to me.
Well, I changed the lock, so I don't see how you think you're going to be getting in. Your keys won't work, and you're not allowed to come in without one of us present.
You did what? Why would you do something like that? I need to get my stuff, so I need access to the house. You can't just lock me out of there. How dare you? Hey, answer me.
Hey, did you come over to our house while I was out? I've got the locks changed and everything, so how did you get inside? Oh, you're such a little cow. You needed permission first.
I had to come over and pick up some very important stuff that I had left there. But by the time I got to the house, it seemed like Franny had already thrown everything away. Everything I wanted was broken up and left unusable.
Oh yes, she told me all about how you got into a panic over stupid stuffed animals. Aren't you just a little too old to be playing with things like that?
But it's really important to me. You don't understand what it meant to me. You are literally just trying to ruin my life, and it's not fair what you're doing to me, Tracy.
Well, I see that you're still hanging around our front door. Just what are you still doing here? You're in my house, and you're not welcome here, so you need to leave right now.
I'm just waiting for someone is all. Which is frankly none of your business, Tracy. I can do what I want as it is actually my house. Just stop this madness now!
And just who would want to be seen in public with you, huh? Is anyone even really coming? Or are you making all of this up just to scare me and my daughter, huh?
I was told that you were going to try and sell my things without asking me first. So what you're doing is very wrong, and I can't just sit by and let you take over. It's not right.
Well, you have so many nice clothes and expensive-looking bags. I'm sure that they'll fetch a nice price. It'll be nice to have more money in my account to spend on things that I want and that don't look tacky.
Please, don't touch those. So many of those were gifts for me from Jack for our honeymoon. You can't just sell them when your generous and kind son gave them to me out of love.
Well then, as his mother, I suppose I have just as much claim to them as you do then, don't I? Anyways, he's dead, and it isn't like he can do anything with these things anyway.
How could you say that about your own son? Don't you even care about what he would have wanted? It seems like you never appreciated what he did before he passed away.
What he wanted? And just who do you think you are to tell his own mother that she doesn't know what her son wants? Anyways, we're already done moving our things in, so I am the new owner of the house. It is as simple as that.
You really think that that makes you the new owner of the house? You're unbelievable. You know that, right? You can't just take over like it's your God-given right, Tracy.
Of course not. It's the fact that my son died that does. He died and he inherited all of his things. As his mother, that would obviously include his house. This is just common sense.
Well, you do know that it's my name on the deed, don't you? You know that everything's in my name, right? What do you think I've been trying to tell you this entire time, Tracy?
What are you talking about? Are you trying to tell me that this house didn't belong to Jack? Are you being serious? I thought that everything was in his name and that I'd get to inherit it.
I told him that I didn't want him to take on any debt or interest, so I paid for the house in full. Jack was paying me back his half in bits with his salary.
Wait, so you paid for this whole house yourself? Where did you even get the money for that sort of thing? How is this even possible? Oh, this doesn't make any sense.
But you've also completely misunderstood how inheritance law works. You've never tried to make yourself understand or listen to anyone, have you, Tracy?
What are you talking about? What did I get wrong? How could I possibly get anything wrong when I am a smart woman? I've got brains, you know.
Even if the house had been under Jack's name, the only person who could inherit it would be me. It's all because things were in my name, and if you actually had brains, you would know that.
What kind of nonsense are you spouting now? Don't be ridiculous. You and him weren't even blood related. How could you get the house before me?
That's just how the law works. And had we had children, then his things would have been split between the two of us. But you never had a right to any of his things.
But I'm his mother. Oh, that can't be right. I should have the first say in all of this. I come before all of you because I'm the matriarch. That's how it's supposed to work.
I'm sure you think that's true, but the law says otherwise. It may work when you say it, but in writing, that's not how it works, Tracy. You've really got no idea, do you?
But I don't understand. If your name is on the deed of the house, then why didn't you say anything to us before?
Well, you two are Jack's family, and so I thought of you two as my family as well. If you two really wanted to live in this house so badly, I didn't think Jack would want me to deny you two.
So then we can have this house? Everything's fine? You'll leave us both alone and hand everything over to me so that we can stay here for the rest of our lives?
Everything was fine, but I've since changed my mind.
Changed your mind? About what? Why? What did we do?
Well, you may be surprised to hear this, but it was nothing to do with how you've talked to me. The truth is, however, that I don't think either of you ever loved Jack.
How could you even suggest something like that? Of course I love him. He was my son.
You threatened to not even buy him a headstone over this house business. And you're also thinking of selling things that have a sentimental value to both him and I.
No, you've got it all wrong. There's been a big mistake here.
No, I am only going to ask you this once. Get out of my house.
You have got to be joking me right now. I mean, you're just a housewife. Do you really expect me to believe that you bought this house? With what money, huh?
I actually own my business making felt stuffed animals. I have been doing so ever since I was a teenager.
Felt stuffed animals? What are you even talking about?
I am talking about animals that I handcrafted with thread and needle. The one that Franny tossed out was just one example of my work.
Are you talking about that creepy, realistic stuffed animal thing?
That's right. Actually, the ones that she threw away were projects that I were working on for clients. They send me photos of their late pets, and I create a stuffed toy that looks just like them.
And so that's why they looked so creepy, because they're supposed to be based off real animals?
That's right, and for the large size, I usually charge about $3,000.
You charge how much? And you have people who will pay you for that?
Well, it takes a lot of time and hard work to get them just right for my customers. I also have a blog where I upload pictures of my work and reach new customers. That is how I make my money.
Well, then I don't get what the big deal is. I mean, if you have that much money, just go and buy another house and leave us alone. Besides, this house is way too big for just one person.
That's right. Even I noticed that. That's why I was okay letting you two live in there without me.
Wait, someone just came to the door, didn't they? Who are you talking to now?
That would be my lawyer and a police officer.
What? What are they doing here? What is going on?
Well, you're stealing and illegally occupying my home. Those are both crimes.
What are you saying? I'm not committing any crime. This is ridiculous.
And my lawyer just came to show the police that record of purchase for the house, which clearly shows my name on it.
Please don't do this. Oh, surely we don't need to involve any police or lawyers. Can't we just talk all of this out?
What are you talking about? Do you really think that I am going to let you get away with selling all of my precious memories without making you pay? You have got a lot of nerve talking to me like that.
But I still have all the money from the things that I sold. I promise to give it all back if you just forgive me.
It isn't the money I want. It is all the precious memories that I have associated with all of the things that you sold. Those are things that no amount of money can even buy.
No, this isn't right. We can still figure something out.
You have no idea just how upset you've gotten me. My husband is barely even in the ground, but ever since he died, you have done nothing but heap more stress and guilt on me. I don't think I've ever been this angry before.
Okay, I get it. I understand. We'll leave your house, but just please tell the police officer to go away and forget about all of this.
I will not be leaving this spot until I see you being taken away in handcuffs. So you might as well just give yourself up and not cause a scene.
But we're scared. We don't want to be arrested. I mean, Jack is dead, and this is how you're going to treat his family? Can't we just make up and be friends? What if I tell my friends about your business? I know a lot of people who would love one of those toys.
I don't want you in my life, and I certainly don't need your help finding business for myself. I'm in charge now, and you need to remember that, because I'm the owner of the house, and you're not.
Please, can't we just talk? Just the two of us. I mean, we won't even have a home, and I've already quit my job because we had this place.
Well then, I guess you better start applying to some new ones then, huh? Because I am going to be suing you for all that you've done.
But I'm your mother-in-law. Would you really sue your own mother-in-law? You can't do that to me when I am literally a family member. Oh, please don't be like this.
Oh, don't worry. You'll find out for yourself soon enough. I am going to take you to the cleaners and make you pay for what you've done to me.
You're terrible. You're a monster. How could you do this?
And then I am going to be selling that house. I don't even want to live there anymore after the way you've ruined it.
Well, if you're going to sell it anyways, then can't you just give it to us? We need a place to live.
No, I am going to take that money and buy a house next to the ocean, just like Jack always wanted.
What do you mean? He wanted a house near the ocean?
That's right. He told me that it was always his dream to have a house close enough to the ocean that he could see it.
Oh, he did always like the water, ever since he was just a little boy.
But he told me that the reason he would never do it is because you were getting old, and he didn't want to be too far from you. So he chose to live close to you instead.
You mean, my little boy, he did that for me?
And despite that, the only time that you would ever come over before he died was when you wanted money from him.
But he never once told me any of this. Why didn't he tell me?
He said that we would wait until you passed to move into his dream house. I didn't want to make you feel bad for the choices he'd made for you, but I am going to make a replica of him, and Jack and I are going to live by the ocean just like he'd always wanted.
But, you'll still give us money when we need it, right? Just like Jack would have wanted, won't you?
Of course not. You have your pension and you'll find a job. I can't believe that you convinced Jack to pay you $2,000 a month on top of all that. Just what were you using all that money for?
You know how I like to gamble, don't you?
You used all of that money just to gamble?
I mean, there are certain tables that they won't let you sit at in the casino unless you're willing to put up a certain amount of money. I just wanted to feel like a high roller is all.
I don't believe this. If Jack knew what you were spending all of his money on, well, I am just glad that he was spared this whole horrible episode.
Oh no, the doorbell just rang. Who is that? Is it you? Is it the cops?
Why don't you come outside and see for yourself?
No, please, I don't want to be arrested. Oh, please don't do this to me.
You are going to find out who it was one way or another. You might as well go in a dignified manner, no?
Please, I can't go to jail. Anything but jail, please.
Tracy and her daughter finally agreed to come out of the house without a fight. They were both arrested for trespassing and were made to hand over their receipts from the pawn shops. The total bill served to them for selling or destroying my belongings amounted to $50,000. That price also included compensation to my clients who were waiting on their stuffed animals. The two of them had to take out loans to pay all they owed back and are now living in a tiny apartment where they barely make ends meet. I heard that Tracy still goes to the casino, hoping for a lucky break that will save her from all this. As for me, I moved to a quiet home in the seaside and spend my days with Jack by my side.